Hello, my friends. It's officially the first no buy year check-in. So I wanted to share everything that I ended up buying in January and check in with you to see if I got anything from my no buy list. So if you haven't already seen my no buy year list video, definitely check it out. I just go over what items are on my no buy list and why, and also why I'm kind of doing a no buy year to begin with. So before we get into everything that I bought, I did want to do a little disclaimer. As a content creator, I am lucky enough to work with a bunch of incredible brands, and I do get a lot of items sent to me for free, but these are all items that I would spend my own money on, so I will be including them as purchases when I do these like no buy year updates, because they are things that I would have spent my own money on if I wasn't just gifted these items. So I just wanted to put that little disclaimer out there, and I'll try to mention when the things were gifted and when I purchased them with my own money. So I feel like this month was a little bit heavier in terms of purchases just because I had a trip planned, so I got a couple of items for that. So first we'll go over the things that I bought for that trip. I went to a resort in Punta Cana for a friend's birthday. So I already had two older bathing suits, so I didn't buy any new ones for this trip. And I tried to use all the clothes from my last summer and spring capsule wardrobe, so I didn't have to buy any new ones. So the only things I did buy were some purses, some sandals, and a hat. So first I got a little sun hat. I did have a baseball cap, but I wanted something with a wider brim so it would really shield my face, and I found this really cute straw option on Amazon. I thought it was really affordable because I think the other ones that I had looked at were like $50 to $200, which I thought was a little bit crazy for a straw hat, but this one I think I paid like 30 bucks for. It was really good quality. It did come with a little ribbon around the edge, which I just removed, but it was a really cute hat and it kept me nice and shielded, so I was really happy with that. Again, I always love a cute and practical item, so I really love this hat, and I could definitely use it on future trips and definitely in the summer. Then for sandals, I actually didn't have any sandals. I only had one pair of like Birkenstock dupe kind of sandals. So I bought a pair from Steve Madden. It was on clearance at DSW, so I got a really good deal on it. And I just wanted something a little bit nicer and dressier so that when we would go out to dinner at the resort, I wouldn't just be wearing like my ugly Birkenstock flip-flops. So I really love those sandals. And then I will mention them here, even though they didn't arrive in time, but I was gifted a pair of sandals from Frankie 4. I'll mention them a little bit more in a second because I did actually get another pair of shoes from them, but I did order these sandals and they just didn't arrive in time, but they are still going to be useful for me in the spring and the summertime as well. Like I mentioned, I only had like the Birkenstock dupe sandals, so I wanted something with a strap so that if I'm like walking around and stuff like that, I don't have to worry about my shoe falling off or anything like that. So that's why I specifically bought those sandals. And then I got two purses. So first I got a tote bag. I realized that I don't have any beach bags, so I thought it would be good to have at least one option. And I really like this one because it's super light and easy to fold up, so it was great for packing. And then I technically bought something on my no buy list, but it was one of my exceptions if you saw that video. So I've been looking for a cream bag for a very long time. One of the bags that I had my eye on that I absolutely loved was the Amaya Tencel bag, I think it was called, but it's like thousands of dollars and I can't afford that. So I was on the hunt for just like another cute cream bag option. I've been looking for one since last year around the spring and summertime, and I just couldn't find any that I really like. And then I found this one that looks very similar to the Alaya one. It was so affordable, so I just had to get it, and it was actually perfect for this trip. I wore it to all our dinners at the resort, and it's just such a cute bag. It actually fits a surprising amount of stuff. So even though baguette bags were specifically on my no buy list, I did have an exception that if it was a cream bag, it would be okay. So this one was my cream bag that I've been wanting for a long time, and I'm extremely happy with it. And for this trip, I actually worked with Monos, so they sent me 3 products. Again, these are all things that I would have bought for myself. So the first thing was a new suitcase. I actually worked with them on a separate video last year, and they sent me their hybrid trunk, and I just love the idea of having a suitcase with clasps instead of a zipper. So when I saw that they had a carry-on option, I'm like, that would be perfect. So I got their hybrid carry-on plus. It has the clasp, and I just absolutely love this suitcase. At first I was worried because it was a little bit heavier than my previous suitcase, or at least it felt that way, but I didn't have any problem. I packed my suitcase to the brim with all my stuff, and I didn't have any problems getting it up on the overhead bin or anything like that. It was so easy to close with the clasp, which was perfect because they even checked my bag when I was going through TSA, and I was worried that they wouldn't be able to close it back up because that's always a worry you have when you overstuff your bag. But but he closed it no problem. So I was so glad that those clasps work so well. It also is such a smooth suitcase. So even though I had packed it to the brim and maybe it was a little bit heavier than usual, I did not feel that at all rolling around the airport. When my husband picked me up and he grabbed my suitcase from me, he was like, whoa, this is so smooth. Like it really rolls all on its own. You barely have to make any effort. And I absolutely love that, because I definitely think with my previous suitcase, I had a little bit more trouble, especially if it was heavier. I really had to like use my arm to really push. I will probably do a comparison video in the future once I've used this suitcase a couple more times against the one that I used to have, so we can compare the different brands, the features that each of the suitcases have, and see like what would be a better option. So far, I really like this suitcase. The other thing I got was a little travel jewelry case. I've mentioned it before, but since I do have very simple outfits, I like to accessorize with a lot of jewelry, and I used to just carry some jewelry in my little pouches from Ana Luisa, but as my collection has grown, I need more space. So I got this little travel jewelry case from Mono's, and I really love it. It's like nice and sturdy, so I know I can even put like my watch in there and not worry about things like being bumped around and scratched, and it fits a really decent amount of stuff. I also really like that it has a little pouch. So for example, on this last trip, I didn't take a whole lot of jewelry because I was scared to lose it in the pool or in the beach, so I just popped out the little pouch and just took that. So that is really convenient as well. And I think I might just actually transfer my jewelry, because right now I just have it sitting in a little bowl, so I might transfer it to that case and just be able to use it day to day, not even necessarily for travel. It's just very convenient and well organized, so I think that that would be a good little jewelry case. And then the last thing that I got from Mono's is a water bottle. So obviously it's very important to stay hydrated and especially I feel like when you're traveling, it's really difficult to stay on top of drinking water, but I specifically love this water bottle. It's their Kiyo UVC water bottle, and basically what it does is it purifies your water. You just click the button at the top, and I absolutely love that, because especially like when I've gone to like Mexico, or now that I went to Punta Cana, it's not always recommended that you drink like the tap water or anything like that. So with this water bottle, I can feel confident filling my water bottle up at any sink or faucet and then clicking the button and knowing that my water has been purified. It also just saves obviously so many bottles from landfill, because you don't have to be constantly buying new water bottles. And actually before this water bottle, I had a Life Straw one. So that one has like the filter built into the straw, and I didn't like that one at all. I felt like the flavor was really weird and you had to like suck really hard to get the water like through the filter and up the straw. So this just feels much more convenient. It's also rechargeable, so at any point while you're traveling, you can just recharge it and then keep using it. So I just really loved it. I will say it's obviously a little bit heavier than getting like just a normal plastic water bottle. It's also like insulated and stuff, so it's gonna be a little bit heavier, but I personally didn't really mind that, and especially for the benefits of having purified water, I thought it was well worth it. So that was definitely one of like the cooler purchases of this month. Then I mentioned Frankie 4 earlier when I mentioned the sandals. So I actually worked with them this month on Instagram. They gifted me a pair of loafers. I've mentioned before, I'm a sneaker girly through and through, but I wanted something that would be just as comfortable as a sneaker, but a little bit more dressy. And I thought a loafer would be a perfect option. And their shoes are incredible. Those loafers were so comfortable, like they fit perfectly. My foot just slid right in. So they have podiatrist designed footbeds, so they're incredibly comfortable. And if for whatever reason they don't fit perfectly right out of the box, they actually all come with a little kit that you can use to adjust the soles, so you can put like more padding in the heel or switch it around until your foot fits perfectly. And they also use responsibly sourced leather and recycled water bottles, so that just makes it like such a cool company and such cool products. So I absolutely love their loafers. I can't wait to now wear the sandals when it's a little bit warmer. And I think that this has probably become one of my new favorite shoe companies. They're definitely a little bit pricier, but I think they're definitely worth the splurge. I will probably be buying another pair very soon because I just really love them. And they have like sneaker options, boot options. They have a ton of different options as well. So this isn't sponsored. They gifted me these shoes, but I just really love the brand. And the last two things I got this month were actually pieces for my camera. I mentioned in my best purchases video that I got a new camera. I got the DJI Osmo Pocket. So I got 2 additional little pieces for my camera. One is just a cover. So it covers like the swivel head and the screen, and that way I can put it in my bag without worrying about like the gimbal being damaged or the screen getting scratched up. And then the other thing I got was an attachment that has a magnet on the back. So that way I can just magnetize it to different places and maybe get some different shots. I'm especially excited to use that new attachment when I'm traveling, because that way when I'm out and about, I don't have to worry about getting my tripod out or anything. I can just like stick it onto something. So I think it'll be a really cool attachment for my camera. But that was everything that I bought this month. I do feel like I bought more stuff than I normally buy month to month, but I did have a trip that I needed a lot of like weather specific pieces for, which I didn't already have in my closet. So I do think that I was pretty intentional about the things that I did get, because I didn't buy any new clothing pieces for that trip at all. So that was also really good. And with the exception of my cream baguette bag, which even though it is a baguette bag, it was on my exception list. I didn't buy anything from my no buy year list. So far so good. We'll see how we do next month. February is my birthday, so I'm gonna try not to go too crazy and like treat myself too much, but I will definitely update at the end of February or early March. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram. I'm constantly posting and sharing the things that I am buying, so you can kind of follow along on the journey then before the recap at the end of the month. And definitely make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss all of the recaps and more of my capsule wardrobe videos. But I will see you all very soon in another video. Bye!